Electric Adventures here with a response video to MichealBTheGameGenie. It's good to see Michael back on YouTube. He's been rather busy with the birth of his very first child. Me being the father of 4 girls, welcome to fatherhood and the many challenges and wonderful adventures that you'll have in the future. Been good friends with Michael over the years on YouTube. Done a couple of videos we've been each associated with, and also I suppose Top 3 Tuesday harks back to another good friend on YouTube, EDT1138, who did a big Top 3 Tuesday series for quite a time until his personal life got a bit too busy as well. So it's nice to see the series back. I missed the first week because I was away on holiday and then a bit busy first week back, but I'd like to have a go at this week. So I'll put a link down to Michael's original video down below. So each week on Tuesday he's going to come up with a question to ask people, and they pick their top 3 things in that category. All various sort of subjects. These sort of response videos are great because you get to a lot of the time talk about, you know, the retro games you love, or, you know, shy items from your collection, or things like that as well. You can do it any way you want, and you can also answer in the comments as well. It doesn't really matter. But make sure you go check out his video. So the question for this week is the top 3 games not included on the NES Classic, which is the little console brought out by Nintendo just before Christmas. Over here in Australia, unless you got in on the original pre-order, you pretty much have had no chance at all of getting them. There have been none on shelves. They've all gone to pre-orders. There was not a lot of stock, and that all went straight away as well. We have a site over here called Catch of the Day. I think they've had 2 lots, but each of those lots are only around another 100 units, which spread across Australia isn't very much, and there's been no sight of being able to order them from any of the online retailers anytime soon. So I didn't get on the original pre-order because I thought, well, you know, I've got plenty of NESs and I've got plenty of games. And it was actually only after I had a bit look and I thought, oh, well, you know, I've got a holiday at home and I actually wouldn't mind having the NES Classic down there to replay some of the games, because some of the games on the system aren't too bad. And there's a few there that I probably haven't played properly, so like the second Contra and the second Castlevania. Some of the other games I have played. I am a bit of a shooter fan though, and even though the NES isn't a system that was as known for its shooters, there still are some quite good shooter games on the system. There's only really a couple on there in Galaga and Gradius, at least one of the Gradius series of things. So 3 games. It's actually very hard. I was thinking. I mean, there are obvious ones like the first Contra and the first Castlevania are missing, but I'm not going to pick them for my top 3 because I'm sure there'll be plenty of other people who will pick those. They're very obvious and glaring omissions. You introduce one. Now, one in the same series. Now, they did put Bubble Bobble on there, which is a great fun game and isn't bad 2-player as well. But I actually quite like both of the sequels to that, which was Rainbow Islands and even more so New Zealand Story. So my first pick will be New Zealand Story. It really is a great game on the system. Plays very well. About the only other version that, well, I mean, it is fairly evenly ported game, but the NES version is very good. The Sega Master System version is also very good, and so is the PC Engine version. I'm lucky to have all 3. So a bit of a glaring omission. And then another one. There are no Adventure Island games on there at all. So there were several Adventure Island games. They're all different different types of game, different levels of complexity there. At least one of those games would have been nice. And look, I'll leave one number for the shooters. And it's very hard to pick between 2 of my favourite shooters. I mean, look, there was nothing from the 1940 series on there, although the first 1942 game is pretty simple. but 1943 is not too bad. And then you have Gyruss, especially since Gyruss is one of my favourite arcade games, and the version for the NES has some uniqueness about it. It actually is different from the arcade game, and was quite good. So, but the one I'd have to pick, there are a couple others that I can include in that, but I'll think I'll go with Zenek. I'm sure that's something they could have got the rights for, and that really is quite a good version on the NES and plays really well. I mean, there are some other more obscure ones and some challenging ones there, and the NES is mainly known for its platformers because that's what the platform is suited towards, but there were some decent shooters. So that's my top 3. So New Zealand Story, Adventure Island, one of the Adventure Islands, I'm not going to pick a specific one because they're all pretty good games, and Zanuck. Okay, so these videos are designed to be quick and not waffle on too much, but which I probably have. But anyway, go check out Michael B's original video down below. I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.